The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 14th day of April 2023 as we play the games of June 30th, 2000. And helps if I center myself in front of the camera. 2001. And so normally when we feature the Seattle Mariners, they usually have a decent pitcher on the mound. I mean, one of the things about doing games with teams that are halfway decent is you usually get good pitching. Seattle is going with a pitcher with a 9.20 ERA today. So I would say that the Anaheim Angels, who are 37-41, are going to be a bit favored as they go into this one. 14 games behind the Seattle Mariners in the American League West. But we try to do for our Saturday game, unless there's something that is so off the charts you got to do it, just like NBC would have done if they were still doing Game of the Week. It's a day game on a Saturday, because that's just the way we roll. So it's Ramon Ortiz and the Angels going against Ichiro Suzuki and the Mariners. Baby, Ichiro can pitch. You ready? Let's do it. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001, A Season Odyssey. Today, from Anaheim, Edison International Field, pardon me, in Anaheim, California, it's the Anaheim Angels and the Seattle Mariners. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com. Part of the top 2.5% in the world listen to podcast for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so it is Ramon Ortiz for the Angels on the mound. He is 25 years old. This is his halfway start, number 16. He is 8-4 on the replay with a 344 earned run average. He is a slider pitcher, a fly ball pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 88. He last pitched on the 25th, so on 5 days rest against the Texas Rangers, where he went the distance. How you doing, Tribe fan? How you feeling after your surgery, by the way? 9 innings in a 2-1 win, 125 pitches, 6 hits. The run was earned, and he struck out 4. He does have a high, by the way, of 10. That came against the Dodgers on June 15th. 99 innings for Ramon Ortiz and a third. 106 hits, 43 runs, 38 earned. He's just given up 7 homers. He has walked 28 and struck out 73. And the lineup he'll face, it's Ichiro in right field. He'll lead off. Mark McLemore at short will bat second. Edgar Martinez, the DH, goes third. John Olerud at first will clean up. Brett Boone, who will be one of the several All-Stars for the Mariners at home in a couple weeks, is at second, batting fifth. Mike Cameron in center will go sixth. Al Martin in left will bat seventh. Lampkin behind the plate eighth, and Bell at third will go ninth. Stark is your pitcher for Seattle. He's not good, and he should throw about 80 pitches. Tribe fan says, feeling good. Can't wait to get the stitches out at some point. Not optimistic it'll be next week, but maybe within a month. I hope so for you. Stitches are never comfortable. Palmeiro, by the way, a 4-4 and left as we set the Angel defense. Darren Erstad is at 8-5 in center. Tim Salmon is a 6-7 in right. Troy Glaus, that's right, it's Angels in the outfield uniforms. Orlando Palmeiro, I know it wasn't Rafi. Troy Glaus is 7 at third. Aaron Eckstein is a 4 at short. Adam Kennedy a 6 at second. Barnes is a 2 at first. Fabregas, or if you're fancy Fabergé, yep, David Eckstein was a 2006 World Series MVP. Fabregas a 4-4 behind the plate, and Ortiz at 8 on the mound, but not a good fielder. 864. I think we all try to forget about the Disney era for the Angels. Ichiro at 338. Oh, by the way, 6 homers and 47 RBI. And he swings and puts this one into right field. Salmon will pick it up off a hop. And that's how this one starts. It is a beautiful day here at Disney. 82 degrees. A world of laughter. A world of tears. Clear skies and the wind's blowing left to right at 17. Mark McLemore at 243. No homers. 6 triples and 17 RBI. How you doing, Big Dave? Throw to first, and did they get Ichiro picked off? They did. He was gone, and Eckstein tags him for the out. So 1, 3, 6 on the pickoff. So 1 out. And now they can work on McLemore, 243. Oh, I gave you those numbers already. Ground ball to Kennedy. Adam throws to first. 2 out. So a rare error in the field for Ichiro. 2 out. Bases empty for Edgar Martinez, hitting .329, 18 homers, and 66 RBI. Fly ball left field. Palmeiro will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and the boo-boo by Ichiro getting picked off after half an inning, no score. So Denny Stark. Wow, he made 3 starts. Denny, this one's going to get ugly, I think. 26 years old, a fastball at 91, and a fly ball pitcher. Must have gotten an emergency call-up. He somehow in real life won a game. He went 1-1 with an earned run average of 920 on your AM dial. 14 2/3 innings in real life, 21 hits, 5 home runs. Goodness gracious. How you doing, Steeler fan? 4 walks and 12 strikeouts. It'll be David Eckstein leading off for the Angels at short. Adam Kennedy at second will bat second. Darren Erstad is in center. He'll bat third. Troy Glaus cleans up at third. Garrett Anderson is the DH batting fifth. Tim Salmon and right will bat sixth. Orlando Palmeiro in this heavy left-handed lineup will bat seventh. I'll play left field. Fabregas or Fabergé behind the plate goes eighth, and Barnes will bat ninth at first. Ortiz threw 13 pitches in his half of the first. Defensively for Seattle, Al Martin is an 8 and a 2 in left. Cameron is a 10 and a 5 in center. Ichiro a 10 and an 8 in right. David Bell is a 6 at third. McLemore a 3 at short. How you doing, Clyde man? Vaguely remember start from back then. You'd have to be a pretty serious Mariner fan to remember that. Brett Boone is a 6 at second. John Olerud a 6 at first. Tom Lampkin a 5 and a 3 behind the plate. And Stark, God bless him, a 4 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Eckstein at 258. No homers and 21 RBI. Stark deals. Ground ball to Boone. Over to Olerud, 1 out. With the pitch count of 80, you're kind of hoping for 4. Adam Kennedy at 271, 5 homers and 24 RBI. As Denny Stark gets to test the Action PC gaming engine. Pitch to Kennedy. Slow ground ball to Olerud. It's a good start for the poor guy. Over Olerud underhands it to Stark, and there's 2 out. So Darren Erstad at 252, 3 homers and 39 RBI. There are 6 left-handed hitters in the Anaheim lineup. Walked him. So Erstad draws the walk. DJ John. Oh, we use DoorDash all the time. They deliver goodie foods. So a full count curveball, Miss Lowen inside. Here's Glaus. Troy at 249, 20 homers, 57 RBI. In fact, we'll be using DoorDash tonight because it's my night to cook. This is game 79, by the way, for both teams. Stark throws to first. Erstad gets back. 2 out, 1 on. Stark deals. Ground ball to third, and Bell, is he just going to eat this for a single? No, he booted it. It didn't get the blinky. So that's an error. So here's a guy that's going to have a shaky start no matter what, and the Angels are causing him outs. Here's Garrett Anderson at 300. 13 homers and 65 RBI. And yep, we're double stealing. Lampkin throws down to Bell. Erstad is out. They got him. Then that'll do. A 77% chance to do it. Why not? No runs, no hits. Turns out the air doesn't hurt. After 1, no score. So it'll be Olerud, Boone, and Cameron to face Ortiz. John at 324, 7 homers, and 57 RBI. Fly ball left field, Palmeiro in the corner, and that makes the catch 1 away. Brings up Brett Boone. If you're wondering how accurate this game can be, batting average right on at 331. Boone with 14 homers and 62 RBI. Tribe fan passed along some hockey news. Black Friday already hitting the NHL. The Ducks coach has been fired. The Penguins fired their president, their GM, and their assistant GM. No word whether Jason Varitek and David Ortiz will get those jobs. Don't forget, the Red Sox own the Penguins. Pitch to Boone. Ground ball to Eckstein. David will throw it across the way for the outs. It's the first time that Crosby has missed the playoffs, if I remember reading that correctly. Mike Cameron, by the way, 243, 10 homers, and 39 RBI. Second time that Crosby's missed his rookie year. So it wasn't last week, yeah. Jamie says Olerud seems like he was one of those guys that was good every other year, but you may not. He kind of is in that Cecil Cooper class and Dwight Evans. Although you can make a case for Evans' defense putting him in the Hall of Fame of just on the outside looking in. A very, very solid career. 2 out. Pitch to Cameron. Line drive left field. Palmeiro can't get there. Cameron. Glaus could not make the play, and Cameron's in the second standing with his 10th double. Yep, Dave Gardner called the championship game for the league he runs on Fridays and actually had locker room interviews this year. Good stuff. Always trying to bring you a deeper part of the game. Here's Al Martin, 265, 2 homers, and 14 RBI. 2 out double, second hit for the Mariners. And Martin draws the walk. So first and second now, 2 out for Tom Lampkin. Tom at 265, 3 homers, and 18 RBI. We're with you 4 times next week, including a doubleheader next Wednesday, the 4th of July, in the replay. D. Scott Howard, by the way, has been selected to throw out the first pitch in the All-Star game 2 weeks from Wednesday. As we take you all the way up. Penguins cleaning house, Dave says, wasn't surprising. The new owners asked the GM for his plan, and he said it was in his head. That's a good way to get fired. Pitch to Lampkin, runners on first and second. Ortiz struck him out. So the Mariners leave on 2. No runs, a hit, no errors. After an inning and a half, no score. So Garrett Anderson, who was at the plate when the inning ended, returns. Poor Denny Stark threw 20 pitches in the first. Be a bullpen game, obviously, for Seattle. Struck him out. He did fan 12 and 14 2/3, a full count cutter looking for strike 3. Of course you can bring the goats. I didn't realize that this was the year that Seattle hosted the All-Star game. So you get the honors. Here's Tim Salmon, 239 homers and 40 RBI. Ground ball to Bell at third. Fantastic play. Diving stop. Up with it. Throws to Olerud. So 2 out for Orlando Palmeiro. Any relation to Rafi? Orlando at 284. A home run and 10 RBI. Line drive to McLemore, and that will do it. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Denny is hitless through 2. How about that? We go to the third, no score. Tampa will host an All-Star game after it freezes over. I hope that the Tampa-Toronto game tonight is not one of those Apple specials. I actually want to see it. Scott, if they ever get a stadium removed, yeah, Clydeman, I agree. Scotty says his dad and him went to the 79 All-Star game in the Kingdom. I remember watching that one. David Bell, 279, 10 homers, 41 RBI. Fly ball, right field. Salmon coming in. Makes a catch for the out. Did you see where there's a group trying to get MLB to look at Salt Lake City for an expansion team? Ortiz is opening 9, by the way, 2 1/3, 33 pitches, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. Yep, the Dave Parker arm game. Ichiro singled and then was picked off trying to steal second. Base hit left field. Palmeiro will pick it up. You guys who live out on the West Coast, is Salt Lake City big enough? I mean, there's some good East Coast candidates. We've talked about Charlotte. We've talked about Nashville. I know Portland would need a stadium, but I think Oakland probably gets that. Portland, yeah. Commission's open to 32 teams, but Tampa Bay and Oakland need resolution first. If you ask me again in about 2 months, I'd probably give you a different answer. But the answer I'd give you today is that Tampa stays and Oakland goes. Throw to Ichiro, and Ichiro's back. And won't worry about Ichiro now. McLemore is 0 for 1. And they'll just hold it. So Ichiro with his 30th stolen base of the year. Oakland to Vegas seems unavoidable. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's the Clyde man. And how did you get that nickname? Are you a Walt Frazier fan? So a 1-ball count to McLemore. Ground ball to Barnes. Takes to the bag himself. Ichiro moves over to third. And there's 2 out for Edgar Martinez, who's 0 for 1. No score, surprisingly enough. The Mariners scrambling for a pitcher today. And that's a base hit in the left field. Ichiro's going to score, and Seattle goes up 1-0. So with 2 games left before they hit halfway, including this one, or after this one, the Mariners are on a pace to win about 108. If they sweep all 3. Olerud's 0 for 1. Line drive, left center field. Palmeiro will pick it up. Edgar will do what? He's going to try for third. And we'll just throw it in the infield. So runners on the corners and 2 out with a run already in for Brett Boone, who is 0 for 1. Ramon Ortiz on the mound for Anaheim. Portland has plans for a 40,000 seat building on the Willamette River. Oh, I bet that'd be pretty. Fly ball, left center. That's going to drop for a hit, so Martinez will score. Troy Glause's defense is not covering himself in clover. Olerud round second. He's going to try for third. Palmeiro's throw is what? Not in time. So again, runners on the corners, and it's 2-0 Seattle. So a decent throw, good tag, but Olerud had the bag. So that brings up Mike Cameron, who doubled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Cameron fouls that one back, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. In the left, Palmeiro running in, rides a Schwinn, makes the catch to retire the side. But the Mariners get 2 on 4 hits and no errors. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Seattle. Olerud was Ohtani in college at Washington State. Oh, he pitched too? Now, he didn't pitch with a helmet, did he? Jorge Fabregas will lead off for Anaheim. 217, a homer and 4 RBI. Barnes and Eckstein to follow. Stark starts the third with a long gone. A no-doubter ripped down the line and right. And it's 2-1 just like that. I'm not sure what Stark hung, but there wasn't a blessed thing that Ichiro could do about that. So a solo shot for Fabregas, his second of the year. Then I'll bring up Larry Barnes. I think in college was... That's right, he did have a brain operation. Before he had his operation. Okay. Larry only had 40 real-life at-bats. 167, a homer and 4 RBI on the replay. Stark deals. Ground ball to Boone. Brett behind the bag over to first for the out. Brings up Eckstein, who's 0 for 1. Denny Stark making his first start of the year. Opening 9, 39 pitches, 2 1/3. The lone hit, the homer by Fabregas, a walk and a strikeout. He was a really good college pitcher, too. Oh, okay. He was a really good first baseman for a long time. Eckstein, up the middle for a base hit. Cameron will pick it up, and David will hold with a single. So 1 on, 1 out for Adam Kennedy. Adam is 0 for 1. Fly ball to right. That'll stay in the yard. Suzuki will make the grab. Eckstein trots back to first. 2 out. So all things considered, Stark has held his team in the ballgame. In 3 real-life starts, if you joined us late, he had an earned run average of 920. Here's Darren Erstad. He walked his first time up. Throw to first. Eckstein is back. All right, I'll bite and steal. Throw down to McLemore is not in time. And for David, the 2006 World Series MVP, he has 17 steals. So 1 ball count to Erstad. And David is the tying run. Pitch to Darren. Fly ball right center. Cameron moving over. Will make the grab, and that will retire the side. Angels get a run on the solo homer by Fabregas. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. They leave on a runner after 3. It's the Mariners 2, the Angels 1. So it'll be Al Martin, Lampkin, and Bell to face Ramon Ortiz. Martin walked his first time up. Base hit up the middle. Pass to diving Kennedy. Martin has good speed. Lampkin struck out his first time up. The lone strikeout for Ortiz. Throw to first. Martin back. Drops one down. Ortiz throws it over to Kennedy covering, and that will be an out. So it's a sacrifice. 1 out. 1-4 on the bunt for David Bell, who was 0 for 1. Gets away on ball 4, and so that's a walk. Full count. Slider was down and inside. And the opening 18 for Ortiz, 70 pitches, 3 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks and a strikeout. Ichiro 2 for 2. He is singled twice. Stolen a base, was picked off, and scored a 64th run. Fly ball, left center. Erstad running way over. Makes the catch. Nice play. Martin will retreat back to second. 2 out for Mark McLemore, who is 0 for 2. Mariners' lead, as you'll see in a moment, has been shrunk down to 6 games. Ground ball to Eckstein. David goes the long way to first to Barnes, and that will retire the side. Mariners, no runs, a hit. They've left on 6 overall after 3.5. 2-1 Seattle. So here are the standings. This is the last day of June. We're all done with June. Florida by 3.5 over Philly, 4.5 over Atlanta, who barely is over 500. And the Mets are 6.5 back. Houston 2.5 over Chicago. We'll take bids to stop the season right here. Cincinnati 4.5. In the West, San Francisco by 4 over Arizona, 6 over Colorado, and 9 over the Dodgers. In the East, in the American League, the Yankees by 3.5 over the Red Sox. In the Central, Chicago has a 4-game bulge and technically has the best record in baseball over Cleveland. And in the West, Seattle at 51-27. At Washington State University, in 3 years, Olerud hit .434 with 33 homers. As a pitcher, 26-4. Pac-10 DH of the year as a senior. Player of the year as a junior. So highly, highly regarded. So it'll be Troy Glaus to start the bottom of the 4th with Anderson and Salmon. Troy is 0 for 1. And Stark, not sure what the expectation was for Seattle before the game, but he has held them in this one. And it's going to be a bullpen game soon. Fly ball, left field, back goes Martin, and Al won't get it. That's off the wall. Glaus will start the inning with a stand-up double, his 18th of the year. Brings up Garrett Anderson. Garrett is the lone strikeout victim for Denny. Base hit, left center field. Glaus is going to lumber around third, you would think. They're waving him in. Anderson will hold it first. The throw to Lampkin is not in time, and it's now 2-2. So Martin with the throw and Glaus with a run. And that'll bring home Salmon, who's 0 for 1. 7 hits for Seattle, now just 4 for Anaheim. Might be 2 here. McLemore, Boone for 1, over to Olerud, and it will be a 6-4-3 double play. So 2 out for Orlando Palmeiro. Who was 0 for 1, fly ball deep left center, but Cameron will track that down, and that will retire the side. Angels tie the ball game up on a run on 2 hits and no errors. After 4, it's the Mariners 2, the Angels 2. So Edgar Martinez, John Olerud, and Brett Boone here in the 5th to face Ortiz. Next week, we'll have our 4th of July doubleheader Oh, Scotty says had the aneurysm between his junior and senior seasons and wore the helmet after that. So he did not pitch his senior year? I'm not sure you could pitch with a helmet on, could you? I saw the bigger hats. They didn't look all that comfortable, but they were padded. Edgar, by the way, an RBI single and a run scored. Struck him out. Ortiz got him with an 0-2 slider. Got him looking. For Olerud, John 1 for 2 with a single. So we'll have our holiday doubleheader, 11:30 Wednesday morning. Trying to find games for that was tough. I believe you get a Cal Ripken sighting for that. And then next Friday at noon Eastern, going into the All-Star break, the Battle of Canada. Montreal and Toronto. Fly ball, right field. Salmon will make the catch, 2 out. He did pitch a few games. It was 3-2. Wow. I wonder how hard it is to actually pitch with a helmet. Here's Boone. Brett 1 for 2. He is singled and driven in a run. Base hit, right center field. Salmon cuts it off. Boone is going to dig for 2. The throw to Eckstein. No, sir. That's his 23rd double of the year. And the Mariners' 8th hit. Brings up Mikey Cameron. 1 for 2 with a double. Struck him out. So we're halfway home on a 56-degree day in Burlington. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. It's the Mariners 2, the Angels 2. You joined us late. Here's how we got here. The Mariners and the Angels locked into a pretty good one here on a Saturday afternoon in Anaheim. 2 runs, 8 hits, an error for Seattle. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Anaheim. Edgar Martinez, an RBI single to score Ichiro in the 3rd to make it 1-0. Brett Boone with an RBI single to score Edgar to make it 2-0. Then Jorge Fabregas, a solo homer in the 3rd to make it 2-1. And just a moment ago, Garrett Anderson with an RBI single to score Troy Glaus. To make it 2-2, Denny Stark, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He has given them exactly what they needed. And if he can get another inning, I think they would be ecstatic. Ramon Ortiz has had a rough outing, 5 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs. Both earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. Jamie says that those helmets fit pretty tight, and with no ear flaps are pretty comfortable for the most part. I would just think with all the motion a pitcher has to go through, I'd be worried about it cutting in. But Fabregas, by the way, who homered his last time up, now has 2 on the replay with 5 RBI. Stark starts the 5th with a line drive to McLemore, who makes a good play, 1 out. Brings up Larry Barnes. Larry is 0 for 1. Fly ball, right center field. Back goes Cameron. Makes the catch, 2 out. So the wind now is blowing in from Disney, in from left center at 20. Start. Give that man a Nat Sherman cigar. 18 batters, 4 2/3. 68 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a homer, a walk, and a strikeout. Did I see the college kid that threw the no-hitter and then hit for the cycle in a college game this week? No, I didn't. I saw that the pitcher who threw the no-hitter and lost 7-5. My goodness. Pitch to Eckstein. Ground ball to McLemore, and Stark is through 5. How about that? Over to Olerud. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Good job by Stark. We go to the 6-2-2. So Ortiz, was his name Calvin, or was his name Hobbs? Yeah, Clyde, man, 7 runs in 1 inning with no hits. That is the stuff of nightmares. Al Martin has walked and singled. He's 1 for 1. And Ortiz may be in his last inning as well. Chopper down to Kennedy. Adam towards the bag at first. Over to Barnes. 1 out. The Lampkin. Tom is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Fly ball. Center field. Erstad tracks back and drops it. And grabbed it with his other hand to make a snow cone catch. I'm not sure if it's a day game here, what Erstad's deal was. He dropped it, and then his bare hand kind of came out as a reflex and made the grab. So 2 out and a bow from Ortiz. Brings up Bell, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. The kid that did the no-hitter and the cycle is Brady Ware of the University of Indianapolis. Jamie says, as he opens up his Dos Equis at work, I don't normally throw no-hitters, but when I do, I give up 7 runs in the first inning. You know the guy from the Dos Equis ads? Pitched to Bell. Struck him out. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 5.5 here in Anaheim, 2-2. So Stark stays in the game. He's given Seattle 5 wonderful innings. Kennedy is 0 for 2. And I say that because you look at his real stats and go, what are you going to get? And the answer is, this is exactly what you'd want from the end of a rotation starter. Pitch to Kennedy. Ground ball to McLemore. Over to Olerud for the out. Baby. Yes. Brings up Erstad 0 for 1 with a walk. Anyway, the guy that did the Dos Equis ads, the most interesting man in the world. It's not me, by the way, but he did live in Bennington, Vermont. Saw him interviewed once on the news. Said he was absolutely nothing like the Dos Equis character. Erstad has walked and 0 for 1. Ground ball and Boone. Brett with a fantastic play behind the bag. 2 out. So that'll bring up Glaus. Troy doubled and scored his last time up. He is 1 for 2. Fly ball left field. Martin going back to the track. It's gone. So Glaus with a home run. And the Angels go up 3-2. So poor Stark has given up 2 homers, 1 to Glaus and 1 to Fabregas. But again, he has kept his team in the ball game. And as we watch that one sail over the bullpen, it's only a 3-2 game. .21 for Troy. Here's Anderson. He is 1 for 2. He is single, driven in a run, and struck out. To McLemore, who has to hurry over to Olerud. Anderson's motoring, and Garrett is out on a bang-banger. So the solo homer gives the Angels the lead on a hit and no errors. After 6 here at Edison International, it's 3-2 Anaheim. So Ramon Ortiz, who's coming off a complete game. Opening 27 batters, 6 innings, 115 pitches, 8 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Ichiro is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, was caught on a pickoff, stole a base, and scored. Base hit left center field. So Ichiro has 30 steals. Here's McLemore 0 for 3. 9 hits now for Seattle as we play at the top of the 7th. Little number down to Barnes. That might have been a bunt, and McLemore, I believe, is tagged out. So 1 away. The tying run on second for Edgar, who is 1 for 3. Ortiz says, I'm toast. And the Angels are going to go with Shigetoshi Hasegawa. We got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Edison International Field in Anaheim in California. So Shigetoshi Hasegawa is 32 years old. Throws the fastball at 89 and is a ground ball pitcher, making his 20th appearance of the year. He is 2-1 with a save and an earned run average of 3. Hasegawa last pitched on May 18th, so coming off an injury, plenty of rest. 2 1/3 innings against the Indians in an 11-8 win. 41 pitches. He gave up an earned run and a hit. He walked 2 and struck out 4. So before his injury, 30 innings, 18 hits, 12 runs, 10 earned, the home run, 15 walks, and 24 strikeouts. He is good for 30 pitches. Joins the Mariners in 0-2, Clyde Mann says. Edgar Martinez is 1 for 3. See, looking at the batting average in the outcome box, and that really was 6 one way, half dozen the other. So trying to preserve it now for Ramon Ortiz. Hasegawa first out of the chute. Pitch to Edgar. Base hit right field. Suzuki has speed to burn. Salmon picks it up. Ichiro rounds third and scores. And the save lasted not even a batter. So we're tied at 3. And I would hope that Stark's getting handshakes in the dugout. That technically, for Stark, is a quality start. 3 earned runs in 6 innings. Here's Olerud John, 1 for 3 with a single. Gar! Ground ball to Kennedy, might be 2. Eckstein for 1. David spins, turns, fires. 4-6-3. Jeff Nelson coming into pitch. Stretch time here at Anaheim, and we're knotted up at 3. Well, John, in the beginning, a bunch of bratty kids in Great Britain invented rounders. And out of rounders came the game of baseball. John's late, wants to know everything that happened up until now. Jeff Nelson coming into pitch as we go to the bottom of the 7th. 32nd appearance, he is 5-2 with a 3.41 ERA. Nelson is 34 years old, throws a slider at 91, does not want to hear any questions about the song Bop or breweries, and is a ground ball pitcher. He last pitched on the 28th against Oakland, a 4-3 loss. The Mariners have struggled a bit as of late. 1 inning, 12 pitches, and a strikeout. Overall, 31 2/3, 16 hits, 14 runs, 12 earned. 2 homers. He's walked 22 and struck out 33. So for a spot start from a pitcher who's going to end up with a 9 ERA, he gave Seattle everything. He's not going to get a decision. And this game is tied at 3. Timmy Salmon is 0 for 2. I'm supposed to say, first, the earth cooled. Then, the dinosaurs came. And, of course, your favorite Stegosaurus Rex got his Slurpee at Union 76 when his dad filled up with that great 76 Premium. Just because it was his cousin doesn't mean a thing. Don't forget to get your Stegosaurus stamps at Union 76. Go get the spirit. The spirit is 76. Pitch to Salmon. Ball 4. So they're playing at third for Orlando Palmeiro, who was 0 for 2. He's a good bunter. And Salmon has good speed. He's also good with hit and run. All right, let's see what Nelson does before I make a boo-boo. He goes to the plate, ground ball to McLemore, and McLemore boots it. That should have been 2. And instead, it's nobody. As McLemore, I think, tried to throw it before he had it in his grip. One time I got to do a Dodger game, but entirely as Vin. I don't know. I don't want to be blasphemous to Vinny. Fabregas, by the way, is homered in this game. 1 for 2 with a run scored. And again, now you got a guy that can make contact. Do you bunt him or do you hit and run with him? The Angels got a reprieve there. McLemore's boo-boo was the second for the Mariners on the afternoon. We're going to hit and run. Runners go. Ground ball to Olerud. He'll underhand it to Nelson. Nelson was not, I got it confused with Hanson. Anyway. So runners on first and second now for Anaheim, or second and third for Larry Barnes. Can I pinch hit? Let's see. Why are we playing Larry Barnes? Scott Spezio will pinch hit, 248, 5 homers and 20 RBI. As a pinch hitter, hitting 250 with an RBI. He's got runners on second and third and 1 out in a 3-3 ball game. Ground ball to McLemore, and Mark boots it again. And so both the errors have led to a run. Spezio is safe. The run scores, and it's 4-3 Angels. So McLemore with a .984 fielding percentage at short. And let me tell you, that's pretty good. But 2 costly errors here in the bottom of the 7th has put the Angels up top 4-3. Here's Eckstein. David 1 for 3. He has singled and stolen a base. Fly ball left field. Martin should grab it. Palmeiro will tag. Martin has it. Palmeiro scores without a throw, and it's 5-3 Anaheim. So here's Kennedy. Adam is 0 for 3. And Jeff Nelson and Mark McLemore are not going to have kind words back in the dugout once this inning is over. Lampkin goes to settle Nelson down. Ground ball to McLemore. Better field this one over to Boone, and that will retire the side. However, the 2 errors are huge as the Angels score 2. They don't get a hit. That pitcher who gave up 7 in the first can field for you after 7, 5-3 Anaheim. So Spezio comes in to play first. He's a 5. Hasegawa will stay in the ball game. Boone, Cameron, and Martin. Brett is singled, doubled, and driven in a run. Line drive to Kennedy, 1 out. Brings up Cameron. Mike is 1 for 3. A double and a strikeout. 3 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for Seattle, and they've left on 7. 5 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Angels, and they've left on 3. Cameron swings a high fly ball to left, but that's going to blow into that 20-mile-an-hour wind, and Palmeiro is there to make the catch. So that brings up Al Martin, 1 for 2. Al has singled and walked. Hasegawa doing his job. He actually would win this game with Troy Percival looming in the Angel bullpen. Struck him out, so Hasegawa does his job. Swung on and missed. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th here. At Disneyland, it's 5-3, Angels in the outfield. So speaking of Angels in the outfield, here is Darren Erstad. There was an attempted Hansen reference. Yes, I don't know why I got Hansen and Nelson conflicted. But all I want, Zalapsky Smurf, is your love and affection. But nothing from McLemore. That one I don't get. I actually think he's from Seattle. Erstad is 0 for 2 with a walk. Nelson stays in the ball game. Gets away from Lampkin on strike 3. Down to Olerud. 1 out. Glaus, 2 for 3. He has doubled and homered. Driven in his 58th run, 21st homer, and has scored twice. Now is 59. That's pretty good for the first half of the year. Mark's only got $20 in his pockets looking for a comb up. Pitch to Glaus. Fly ball, left center field. Back goes Martin into that wind, and that is off the wall. So Glaus is going to have himself a ball game. His second double, there's a hip-hop guy named McLemore. Oh, well, as you know, I am the king of hip-hop. If I try to stand, my hips hop out of my socket. And McLemore, Scotty says, as he rescues me, is indeed from Seattle. He's a part owner of the Sounders. Arthur Rhodes, take me home, country roads. 31 years old, fastball at 93 and a ground ball plus pitcher. 35th appearance. He's 2-1 for Seattle with a 2.67 ERA. You kids and your music. He last pitched on the 27th against Oakland, a 5-0 loss. He went 1 inning, 24 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk and a strikeout. How you do? Happy birthday, by the way, Mr. Wrestling 2. Rhodes has pitched 27 innings, 23 hits, 12 runs, 8 earned. He's given up 4 homers. Oh, thank you, my friend. 12 walks and 32 strikeouts. It's also Chris Slovik's birthday. You're more than welcome. Thank you. So Anderson stays in the ballgame with Glaus on second. Garrett 1 for 3, an RBI and a strikeout. Struck him out. Any special plans for tonight? Rhodes got him to swing and miss. Anderson, not Mr. Wrestling, on a 2-2 fastball. 2 out for Salmon. Tim is 0 for 2. He has walked, grounded into a double play, and scored. Struck him out. So Rhodes does well. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the 9th here in Anaheim. It's the Angels 5, the Mariners 3. I will not make any more bad references to music, but I will tell you that Troy Percival will take the hill. Troy has no record. Yeah, we talked about that last night. Mr. Slovik, Mr. Wrestling II, and Dave Little had emergency eye surgery, I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and is laid up in bed for a week. Talked about this at the end of last night's stream, and we'll mention it again. If you got a good thought or prayer for Dave, he could use it. And hopefully nothing permanent happened as a result. Percival, by the way, making his 20... There's never a good segue for that. Percival making his 22nd appearance. He's converted 13 of 15 save opportunities and has an ERA of 3.20. 31 years old, fastball at 93, and a ground ball plus pitcher. Last pitch 2 days ago in a blowout against the Rangers. 16-8 the final. It went 1/3 of an inning. 31 pitches, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, and a walk. He did not take the loss. 25 1/3 innings for Troy. 15 hits, 9 runs, all earned. 9 walks and 31 strikeouts. In a 5-3 game. Bring in Senior Smoke. We're going to bring in the closer. I don't believe Willie Hernandez is pitching. Tom Lampkin is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Got him. Jose Mesa for the Angels. Percival got him on an 0-2. Oh, Lopez. So here's Bell. David is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Percival winds and fires. Fly ball left field. Last chance saloon coming up. Palmeiro makes the catch. The Mariners need 2 to tie and 3 to go ahead. Well, you got Ichiro at the plate, and he's done Ichiro things. He's singled 3 times. He's 3 for 4. He has scored twice and stole a base. We are taping, by the way, Digital Dice right after this. Percival on an 86-degree afternoon. The shadows coming in now here. Delivers. And there's a fly ball left field. Palmeiro will chase it, but somebody from San Pedro will make the catch. And it's still last chance saloon time on an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball right field. And that will give them another chance. So Ichiro has 4 hits today. McLemore is 0 for 3. Percival trying to slam the door and pick up his 14th save. Throw to first. Ichiro is back. Ground ball to Percival, over to Spezio, and that will do it. And so the Angels are more successful than my iRacing career. They beat the Mariners by the score of 5-3 in 3 hours and 16 simulated minutes. The Angels go to 38 and 41. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Anaheim. 3 runs, 11 hits, and 3 errors in Seattle. And remember, next Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming up, but the week after, the All-Star game from Seattle with D. Scott Howard and the Goats throwing out the first pitch. Angels left on 4, by the way, and the Mariners leave on 8. Troy Glaus 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a homer is your Digital Dice MVP. A special shout out to Danny Stark, who in real life had a 9 ERA, gets a spot start, goes 6 innings for Seattle, 5 hits. The homer from Glaus was a bridge too far, 3 runs all earned. Although Nelson took the loss, he walked 1 and struck out 1. For a guy that really was maybe at best a 4A pitcher, at least in 2001, he gets all the credit in the world. Nelson takes the loss, and Arthur Rhodes struck out both the men he faced. Hasegawa blew the save and gets the win. He goes to 3-1, inning and 2/3, a hit and a strikeout. Ramon Ortiz, 6 1/3, 9 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. And Troy Percival works around the hit to get the 3-out save. His 14th. So, let's play the rest of this Saturday in baseball for you, and that's it for June. The Cubs shut out the Reds 2-0 in Cincinnati. Tavares 4-4, Acevedo 1-1. Dimitri Young goes 3 for 5, a double and a stolen base. Red Sox beat the Jays 4-3. Kim 1-0. Cook 3-3. Offerman 2 for 4, and a double and a stolen base. Wow. Florida beats Philadelphia 6-5. A.J. Burnett 7-3. Vosberg falls to 0-1. Owens 2 for 4, 2 homers with now 4 on the year, and drives in 2. Pittsburgh 6-5 over Montreal. Williams 2-0. Javi Vasquez falls to 6-3. No, we don't skip the Dodgers. Lorenzo. Stevens 3 for 4, 2 RBI and 2 doubles. Braves beat the Mets 6-4. Greg Maddux 4-6. Al Leiter 3-6. Robin Ventura 4 for 5, his 14th of the year and 2 RBI. Cleveland downs Kansas City 7-3. Bartolo Colon is 10-1. Wilson 2-2. Juan Gon 3 for 4, his 21st of the year. The Yankees steal 6 bases, pound out 16 hits, and in 14 beat Tampa Bay 4-3. Randy Choate goes to 1-0. Wilson falls to 6-3. Tino Martinez 4 for 6 with a 16th homer. In 10, Milwaukee beats Houston 4-3. Curtis Leskanic 1-2. Valone 0-1. Echeverria went 3 for 5, 2 RBI and 2 doubles. Oakland 13, Texas nothing. Kenny Rogers just folded. He didn't know when to hold them, but he knew when to fold them. Hidges is 1-0, and one of the Giambis is 3 for 4 with his 9th. I think that's Jeremy. Minnesota beats the Tigers 5-3. Wells 3-3. Patterson 2-3. Guzman 3 for 4 with a double. White Sox beat the Orioles 7-3. Alan Embry gets his first win. Buddy Groom falls to 0-4. Royce Clayton 2 for 3, 2 RBI and a triple. Colorado again beats Arizona 4-1. Denny Nagel 6-4. Greg Swindell 0-4. One of the walkers 1 for 1 with 3 walks. Russ Ortiz 7 1/3 innings of 2-hit ball, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts and 2 walks, but loses. St. Louis 5, San Francisco 2. You're welcome, John. Matt Morris goes to 8-2. Worrell 4-1. Veras with a 7 save. Now, Damian Jackson has 4 hits for San Diego, who pounded Chan-Ho Park. And we'll do this one as Vinny. Not a happy recap for the Dodgers. Damian Jackson with 4 hits for San Diego. They pound out 18 hits. Chan-Ho Park and Company walked 16 as the Chargers beat the Rams by the score of 19-5. Jarvis goes to 16 walks. Jarvis goes to 8-1. Sandhill Park, better luck next time, 4-6. And as we gave you the stats for Damian Jackson, that's rough, 16 walks. David Wells with a win, absolutely. All right, next week on this channel, 4 days of baseball for you. Tuesday night in prime time, if my stupid mouse will move. There we go. It'll be the Red Sox and the Indians. Tomaoka versus Jake Westbrook. We don't normally do Tuesday games, but Wednesday is our July 4th holiday doubleheader, and you're going to get Cal Ripken. Someone asked for a Ripken game a while ago. There are not a lot of great games here. So Roger Clemens versus Sidney Ponson, and the nightcap, Philadelphia versus Atlanta. So that's an 11:30 start. The Thursday game will be Oakland and Arizona. Mark Mulder versus to be determined as we go interleague. In the last game before the break, the Battle of Canada. Les Expos versus Le Blue Jay. Roy Halladay versus Yoshi. And so that'll do it. Enjoy your weekend. And then the week after, the All-Star Game, the second half of the 2001 in Action PC Season Odyssey. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully you get some good weather. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you Tuesday night for the Red Sox and the Indians. So long, everybody.